What's up, comic fans, and it's time for that new comic book day haul plus review. So we're gonna get into the books. We got 50 centers, we got books from previous weeks, got books from this week, and we have Batman books. So we're gonna get into it right after this.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Alright, so let's get into it. If you like comics, you're in the place to be. We're gonna start off with some Batman books. We have Batman Catwoman, the Gotham War Prelude Special Edition, the free Batman Day book. Alright, so today is Batman Day, alright? It's Saturday. Get to your local comic shops. Some shops have free books, some other shops have sales and stuff. I do know that I think the one special edition Batman book that was supposed to be sold today, I think got recalled, so some shops may still sell them and some shops won't. I know my LCS, it's recalled, so they do the thing and they send it back. All right. Next up, we got Batman and the Joker Deadly Duo Special Edition. This one is also free for Batman Day. This was a good series, so grab it. I'm sure they want you to read it so that you will, these books are free for a reason, so that you will go and either purchase the trade or the issues or whatever. But Batman and the Joker Deadly Duo is pretty good, and this Gotham War, that looks like it's going to be a really good series as well. All right, let's do some 50 centers. And yeah, these were 50 centers. These are all DC books, I'm trying to, with the 50 centers, at least when I present them, trying to keep them in the same kind of grouping or whatever. But this is DC Comics. This is from the new 52. This is Frankenstein, Agent of Shade. I thought that was cool, so I grabbed that. I don't know, looks like it could be a fun book to read. I've seen some Marvel books with Frankenstein. This is the first one I saw from DC. Also, we got The Beginning of Tomorrow, Lobo. This is number 0, all right? And I'm just gonna take a quick peek inside. Oh, look at that. They are cutting into Lobo's brain. So that's fun. Alan Grant, quite in that. All right, and then last but not least, this had a $10 sticker on it, but I found it in the 50-cent bin. This is Batman Sword of Azrael, book 4. And yeah, they almost rung me up for the $10, and I was like, no, that was in the 50-cent bin. And they're like, yeah, and I was like, yeah, and they gave it to me for 50 cents. But this, the reason I got it, Denny O'Neil wrote it, and you got Joe Quesada on the artwork. So definitely had to grab that. All right. Before we get into this week's books, I only have one book that I caught up on from weeks ago, I guess. This is The Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 1. All right, I'm ready to get into this new, Hunter Spider-Man thing, right? Hunting Craven. So this kind of brought us back to Hallows Eve, right? And Ben Reilly, Chasm. And I kind of want to move on from that because I feel like now Spider-Man's really starting to bite its teeth, and this was a cool story, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's as strong as what's happening now, or it doesn't have as much of a reaction in the comic community as what is happening now, right? Still, kind of brought us back a little bit, and the funny thing was, they even gave Hallows Eve a whole mini-series, whatever. I guess they're just trying to push the character, but at the end of this issue, right, nothing happened, nothing's resolved, all right? She attempts to do some stuff, doesn't get resolved. At the end of the day, the minis and all this character introduction, everything just kind of falls flat because it led to nothing. All right, let's move on to this week's books. Let's go. First out of the bat, we got Batman Incorporated number 12. I have not read that yet because I'm on issue 11 right now. So we'll get into it, but I've been enjoying Batman Incorporated with all the different Batmen being led by the Ghostmaker. It's a fun series, all right? Next up, we got Batman and Robin issue number 1. All right, here's a dope art germ cover. Art Germ did it again. But yeah. Batman, it's a very much an introductory book, all right? Batman and Robin, they're at the brownstone, you know, they break up. Well, first things first, in a hot air, not a hot air balloon, a dirigible, if you will. You know, a helium filled balloon. Is it helium or hydrogen? Helium. They, you know, break up a robbery, whatever, attempted robbery attempt, and then they're in the brownstone, you know, and it's all about, oh, you're going to school, this is, you know, I can't go to school, these are all the crimes that are happening, I found the pattern, etc., etc., what are we going to do about Catwoman, that kind of thing, just the whole setup. But nonetheless, the interactions between Batman and Robin are pretty cool. All right, next up we got Danger Street. All right, Tom King doing an excellent job on this. And basically there's one member of the green team left, all right, and they're being protected and hunted at the same time. We have an epic battle in this book. I don't want to give away too much. Let's just say, as where this book has been focusing on several characters, right, at least 3 each issue, maybe 2 on some issues. This is strictly, you know, in different perspectives, all right. So, you know, it could be 3 characters in one scene, and then you get a second perspective. This is just one scene throughout, and I think this is the first time in this book that we've ever had just one scene. We haven't left the location, all right? It was fun. It was a good read, all right? Next up, we got Gargoyles of Gotham. This is Raphael Grandpa book, all right? And this is cover A. And then here is the Noir edition. So we got both. Probably should have just stuck to one. But there is one key difference with this. This is noir. This is full color, okay? So this is black and white with some touches of red, you know, where the Batman might bleed or somebody else might bleed. And this is full color. But either way, when you read it, it's very, very cool either way you read it. Pretty good story. This Batman is a little bit on the the Batman side, and a little less on the Bruce Wayne side. I'll put it that way. Read it, you'll see what I mean. He's got plans on how to make himself Batman 24/7, so it's an interesting read. All right, next up, this is from Marvel. I haven't quite opened this book up yet. I do plan to. We have Alligator Loki. All right, looks fun. You got like Wolverine with his claws. You got Hawkeye over here. Trying to see what other, you know, Mjolnir's over here. It looks like we got some spears from Wakanda and some spears from somewhere else. A lot of stuff happening on that cover. And Alligator Loki's just like, whatevs. All right. Also, we got X-Force number 44. Okay, these have the on the cover, right? We've got like the Weapon X Sentinels, or the Wolverine Sentinels. All right, these are Sentinels with Wolverine claws. So that's just a cool cover. Didn't read that yet. Another Marvel book we didn't read, Ghost Rider number 18, and that's because I'm stuck on issue number 17. Okay, but we got Talia Warroad's origin story in this. So, all right, as well as a really dope cover by Bjorn Behrens. So I'm looking forward to reading that. And then we have another book from Marvel that I have not yet read. But we got Venom number 25, the oversized, right? Where Dr. Doom is fighting this Bedlam, Eddie Brock, Venom multiverse crossover character. I don't know, I haven't read it yet, so. But that's because I'm stuck on issue 24 of that one. So we're gonna get to those probably right after this video, all right? Next up, we got Contest of Chaos. This is the Venom annual number 1 for 2023. I don't know why they number these. I guess, I don't know, maybe if they're gonna do multiple annuals in a year, that would make sense, right? But anyway, this is the annual for 2023. You know, either keep the numbers just going up by the years or just call it annual with the year, right? Anyway, I've only read like 2 or 3 of these, and by far this was the more fun one because Deadpool and Venom have a really cool dynamic. They're kind of in a amusement park playing these games to win the contest. So it was cool, and you got Agatha Harkness at the heart of all this calamity and chaos. If you haven't been reading it, well, now you know. All right. Next up, Al Ewing's new Avengers Inc. All right, this is pretty cool. We got the Wasp here, kind of leading a investigation into some villains who were killed but then weren't dead. Very interesting, very interesting. And his name escapes me, but Shade, Vision's alter ego when trying to take, more of a humanistic form, makes an appearance, but it's not Vision, right? So, we thought it would be Vision in this book, but it's not the Vision. It is a, if you've been following the Wasp, it's one of her, biggest foes recently, who gets killed and then kind of resurrected as this Vision's, as a Vision alternate, personality, but just not actually the Vision. So it's a new character in some ways. Read it, you'll see it's a lot easier to read and figure out what's happening than, and actually after you read it, you're not really gonna know how that character got created. Whatever. It's a fun read though. It's a nice detective noir Avengers book. All right. We have Star Wars. This is issue number 38. It's a connecting cover. Comes out. It's Dr. Aphra. I think it's the next Dr. Aphra book that comes out that connects to this one. This is cover B, I believe, or it could be like C, D, E. Actually D. This is probably cover D. It's got a lot of droids there. Basically, in this one, we're dealing with the whole, the droids are. If you haven't been reading Star Wars, basically the droids are being taken over, and just having their programming rewritten, becoming part of this hive mind, and you have Darth Vader just kicking their butts. So it's a good issue. Here's Daredevil number 1 by Saladin Ahmed and Aaron Kruger. Really good art. This is a JR Jr., John Romita Jr. cover, by the way. Really good story. Basically, if you were following the Daredevil series, he goes into hell to save his friends, gets resurrected, but kind of doesn't remember who or what he was. He's now a father, or a priest, and working with children who are orphan children. And so this one, I guess, so Elektra, or the other Daredevil, gets possessed by a demon, and it kind of forces Matt to re-find who he is as the Daredevil. And just as he discovers or rediscovers his Daredevil persona, the cops show up at the orphanage, and without going too much further into the book or ruining it for you. It's kind of the gist of what happens. $6.99 price tag on this. It's a little thicker, a little bit extra pages. I don't know if I guess it was needed, but it didn't feel. There's only one story in here. It didn't feel any longer than a normal comic should. It just feels a little thicker. What I will say, excellent read. I think Saladin Ahmed do an excellent job. It's really hard to follow what Chip Zdarsky did with Daredevil, but I think he brings his own sense and sensibility to the character, and I think Saladin Ahmed knows Daredevil, so I don't think we're going to lose much. Maybe a little bit more on the writing side, a little less shock and awe, but overall I think both writers who have worked on this Daredevil run were excellent. We'll see how Saladin does. But it looks like a very solid beginning to it. All right, here's probably the best Spider-Man book on the market right now, okay? And I say that knowing quite well that ASM is the main Amazing Spider-Man title, is also doing very well right now. It's not bad, and it's actually gaining traction. I just think that this book has had traction for a long time with great art, great writing, okay? Cody Ziegler writing this book, all right? You've got Miles Morales, Spider-Man. Basically, Miles had worked with the Cape Killers, not on purpose, but by necessity. And now they're, now that the necessity's done and he doesn't need them anymore, he's kind of going off in his own thing. He's dealing with a lot of issues that are causing his spider senses to go a little haywire, which we know happens to the best of the Spider-Man, right? It happens a lot. Doc Samson, the Sasquatch, or Doc Sasquatch, is kind of helping him as a psychologist in this one, and then we find out that the Cape Killers have put a tail on Miles, all right? And the rest of the issue is him trying to get rid of that, that tail. All right, we're gonna switch off of Marvel. We're gonna get to the Independents. I've been a little light on the Independents, and again, still light. I feel like Image isn't putting out as much. Boom isn't putting out. Boom has on and off weeks, so Boom hasn't been putting out a lot of stuff. And then the other independent stuff, I'm still searching for stuff. So guys, if you have any recommendations, just let me know in the comments, all right? And maybe I'll jump on that indie book. But while that's happening, we have House of Slaughter, Alabaster, Part 2, okay? One of the white masks is now in a foster home, trying to find out why these creatures are appearing in this town. And in this issue, I think we kind of start to get a solid lead as to why it's happening, okay? Bait, I'm pretty sure that's the name of the main character in this one is Bait. Very interesting character, right? Has a lot of daydreams, is missing both of their arms, but is very capable physically of beating up monsters, all right? So House of Slaughter, I've really liked where it's going. This is Alabaster Part 2, issue 17 of House of Slaughter. All right, last but not least, like I said, I'm trying to branch out and find some more indie stuff, as Image and these other companies I think are trying to find their footing right now. We got Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer #1. All right, this is that Captain America homage cover, right? You got Harriet Tubman slugging a Nazi, or what looks like Hitler, all right, in the face. But she is Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer, so she's dealing with demons, and in this issue primarily vampires. So you can see the armband is vampire teeth, right? And if you look at these characters in the background, this army, they've all got teeth, and some of them have red eyes, so vampires. And then there's some Ku Klux Klan all the way in the back. But either way, this is actually for this is massive. The imprint, or the publishing house is massive. That's the name of it. I'm not saying they're big. Really good book. It was really well written. I believe this is actually it's in development for a TV show, by the way, Harriet Tubman, Demon Slayer. But a really good book, really good writing, and really good artwork. So this was definitely like something I would expect from the indies to see come out of Boom or Image, maybe even Dark Horse or something like that. But massive, putting out a really, really good comic. Like, this is top notch, and the feel of the comic reminds me a little bit of Marvel and DC back in the day when the paper quality was a little better. Primarily more like maybe DC now, Marvel a couple of years ago. Anyway, guys, that was my new comic book haul. Plus, the review without too many spoilers. Try not to spoil it for you. But if you like comics, you're in the place to be, all right? Comic fan. So do what you do. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to get ready for next week's books. Peace. What's up, comic fans, and it's time for that new comic book What's up, comic fans? I gotta turn off the fan. What's up? Plus review, we're gonna go couple comics.